Sorry, have I offended you in some way?
No, it's just... I just...
A woman can have a penis.
I don't think that discussing this issue in this way helps anyone in the long run. For 99.9% of women, everything is a matter of biology, and I'm very, very supportive.
Piers Morgan destroyed Starmer on live TV. He accused him of stupidity, his avoidance of difficult questions, and his fear of interviews. After Starmer talked about women and their biology, I was paralyzed with horror. This inadequate man runs our country. You have to watch this.
And today, I believe he made a massive miscalculation. He's reportedly briefed his top team to avoid talking about social issues, woke issues, because apparently the public doesn't care about them. He couldn't be more wrong. The public does care, and with good reason. Here's a reminder of what Elon Musk says about woke.
It is a prevalent mind virus, and arguably one of the biggest threats to modern.
The national nightmare cannot end in any way. Starmer's favorite thing is to put as much blame as possible on the Conservatives for the difficult decisions ahead. According to Starmer, the problems arose after the departure of the Conservative government after 14 years of failures. And when asked if he could guarantee that the released prisoners would not commit even more crimes, he simply replied no at the same time. Starmer added that he would draw on his experience in fighting terrorist gangs in his previous position as chief prosecutor. At the same time, the Labour Party is confident that they have done more than the Tory government all along. Starmer continues to ignore people's discontent, because if he pays attention to criticism, it will cause him psychological problems. But in fact, he needs to know what people think of him, even if it's unpleasant.
It means Western society is being policed by a radical minority of people with ultra-progressive views that would seem completely insane at most family dinner tables. It means people are abused, shamed and vilified, sometimes hounded out of their jobs for expressing a dissenting opinion. It means our heritage and our culture are being constantly ransacked, from Roald Dahl's books to the James Bond novels, to avoid offending an imaginary cult. It means ordinary people having to hesitate before using perfectly normal words like woman or bonkers or mother, because they've been browbeaten into thinking it'll cause offence. It means biological males can destroy women in sport, and gendered categories are being abolished at award ceremonies, resulting, as we saw at the Brits, in no women getting nominated at all. It means we're smeared as transphobic for thinking it's stark raving mad that a male rapist can identify as a woman to get a place in a woman's prison.
There really is no freedom of speech in our country. In Britain, Troy Garrod lost his job after he liked a photo with a wolf pack print. The picture was taken right in the company's warehouse. He got online thanks to a colleague of Troy Garrod. In addition to the 27-year-old guy, 70 people liked the photo. After that, Garrod received a letter in the mail stating that liking an unacceptable photo is a mockery of the owner of the garment. After that, the guy was fired. The idea of gender identity was opposed by Rosie Duffield. Mislabeling a person will become a hate crime. Izzard, a 60-year-old comedian, declared 2 years ago that he was a woman and announced his intention to run for Labour in the Sheffield Central constituency. What do you think about it?
The heart of this is freedom of speech, as Elon Musk said, freedom of expression and freedom of thought. Without that, there is no democracy. Perhaps the real reason why Keir Starmer doesn't want us to focus on so-called woke issues is because of the problem he's had in answering simple questions.
You know,
sorry, have I offended you in some way?
No, it's just...
A woman can have a penis.
I don't think that discussing this issue in this way helps anyone in the long run. For 99.9% of women, everything is a matter of biology, and I'm very, very supportive of that. For the vast majority of women, this is all about biology, and of course they don't have a penis. We all know that. 99.9-something% of women, it's all biological, and it's very...
It's a dystopia that Starmer previously didn't want to talk about whether a woman can have a penis. When I heard that, I was just speechless. It just seems crazy. He also expressed his concern about the fact that the Scottish Parliament has passed a bill to lower the age from which you can officially change your gender from 18 to 16 years old. The bill was fortunately blocked by the UK government after it was decided that it contradicted equality legislation passed at Westminster. Ms. Duffield has faced both abuse and praise for standing up for women's rights and women's spaces in the transgender rights debate.
Women have penises again? It's okay. So far this year, I've interviewed the Prime Ministers of Britain, Israel, Australia. I went to the Ukraine to interview President Zelensky, interviewed former US President Donald Trump. I've interviewed other US presidential candidates for 2024. The one person I've not interviewed is Keir Starmer or any of his senior shadow cabinet ministers. What are they scared of? The Labour Party is based 2.8 miles away from his studio. Its front benchers have an open invitation to come on to debate all of this stuff, as well as their plans for running the country. But so far, they've repeatedly rejected all invitations. If you want to run the country, they should really stop ducking interviews, because the last guy that ran the country, he ducked interviews.
Last year, 3,300 people went to prison for posting on social media. In general, the protests clearly showed that the authorities are not shy about using harsh methods against the authors of incorrect publications on the internet. Attorney General Stephen Parkinson stated this quite unequivocally: you can commit a crime if you repost, copy, or supplement a message that is false, threatening, or incites racial religious hatred. Be attentive to what you say and what you share on the internet. We have special police officers whose only task is to scour the internet, to scour social networks. That's what they're focused on. For example, recently there was a report about the arrest of a 55-year-old woman in connection with the publication of messages containing inaccurate information about the identity of the suspect in the murders in Southport. According to investigators, this provoked racial hatred and riots. With this approach, people will simply be afraid to once again spread information that differs from the official position, which will ensure control over the population.
We have 5 minutes. You're live on Good Morning. Could you talk to Piers and Susanna for me?
I'll be with you in a second.
Yeah, I have an earpiece here in my hand, ready to go. Right, he's been taken inside, into the freezer.
He's gone into the fridge.
There's a bunker.
It's very heroic work,
mate. So far, isn't it?
That was heroic work. He ran into a fridge to avoid. He never came out. We never saw him again. Ran into a fridge, shut the door. Boris Johnson, a coward, ultimately, just didn't want to face tough questions. I don't think Keir Starmer's a coward. I don't think he's shadow cabinet.
Boris Johnson was trying to avoid a live interview and couldn't think of anything better than hiding in the refrigerator at the milk store he visited. Johnson ignored all the reporters' questions and disappeared into the refrigerator. Johnson then came out with a case of orange juice and said, "Of course I will," when asked if he would come on the air, after which he left again and eventually refused the interview. In the past, Johnson has faced abusive comments, broken promises, and lies. He was also caught seemingly reacting without sympathy to a photo of a 4-year-old boy lying on the hospital floor because there were no beds available. I understand that now Johnson is ready to give an interview only for a good amount of money. He demanded $1 million from Tucker Carlson for an interview, as he did not want to talk to him. Even if Tucker Carlson had given him $1 million, he would have asked for $10 million. He has nothing to say.
It is a prevalent mind virus and arguably one of the biggest threats to modern civilization.
You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide. First of all, what is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
Yeah, so I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, you know, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad.
Elon Musk has seriously warned about the threat to our civilization. The mind virus has thoroughly penetrated the entertainment sphere and is pushing civilization to self-destruction. After acquiring Twitter, Musk stated that the reason he bought the social media platform was to create a shared digital space where people can discuss a wide range of topics. Currently, there is a great danger that social networks will split into the extreme right and the extreme left, which generate even more hatred and divide our society. What do you think about this video? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.